The entire internet is ablaze with the talk about Lizzo and what potentially has been going on with that actress, that musician, that celebrity. Well, it's a messy and sticky situation when it comes to Disney because Lizzo was just with Lucasfilm doing Mandalorian episodes. One, in fact, and that one was far and away bad enough. Now people are beginning to question if it was fair game to let go of Gina Carano, why does Lizzo get to stay? Hello everybody and welcome back. What a wonderful opportunity it is today to explain entertainment and keep everyone out there ahead of the culture curve. Yes, we believe that entertainment is the barometer, the indicator that lets us know where the culture is going. Maybe entertainment is even better than politics in terms of figuring out what's going on in our world. What are the people truly thinking? What do people love? One thing that people have loved is, well, some people at least have loved Lizzo. Enough so that she's been a highly popular musician, and you've probably heard her music all over the place. You also likely saw her in The Mandalorian, Season 3. She was in the lowest rated episode of all time, and for good reason. That episode in particular seemed like more of a parody, maybe like Alice in Wonderland, the Disney Channel show from the 90s. Lizzo was not well received. One thing that is also not well received is when someone, a celebrity, espouses virtues and then find out, oh, they are not living up to them at all. Now, we don't know if the allegations are true thus far about Lizzo, but we also know that the allegations against Gina Carano were definitely not true.
Can I ask you guys, do you think Disney will pull that Lizzo Jack Black episode, The Mandalorian, now that there's all this?
Oh, that's perfect.
Has Disney really put itself in this situation where they've entrapped their own rat? Where now the way the game is played is you just throw out these intersectionality cards, and the more cards you have, the better you are. Disney, as we have exposed over the last week or so with their DEI programs, their Reimagine Tomorrow, they have set this game up, and it seems like some people, Justin Simeon, for example, is outplaying them. And then as you guys have been saying, it's actually causing Disney then to have to select people that perhaps they would not otherwise select to take over their future properties, i.e. they're not participating in a meritorious sort of selection process. What do you all think about, is this comeuppance for Disney and for these other studios?
I think we're seeing that with the Lizzo situation. She's the queen of woke, and all of a sudden now she's being out-woke by the people suing her. And I think Disney's in the same situation. They're woke eating their own.
Mm-hmm. Chiquita Bananas suing her.
I think, there's a difference out there between across the board in the Fortune 500. I mean, I listen to more earnings calls than I cover on YouTube that are just in the entertainment industry. And it's been pervasive out there for some time. It's being driven down the throats of especially the large publicly traded companies out there. But there are those that are doing the ESG, DEI stuff because they're absolutely being forced to do this to just keep everybody happy and keep certain larger institutions happy. Then there are those like Disney who fully embrace it from an inside out perspective, that even though they're kind of getting dinged on this right now, do I think that's going to cause them to radically shift gears in the future and just like, we can't do this DES stuff anymore, it's killing us? No, they're going to find other ways to do it. So, but I do find it ironic, the way this is kind of turned on them from this side of things. I don't know where this show is going to go, but I just don't think this is going to change a whole lot of the landscape, at least not for Disney. There may be some other studios that will rethink things because of that Supreme Court decision from a couple of months ago. That's going to change a lot of stuff out there, and it's going to give companies an out to get away from some of this practice. But companies like Disney, I think, they're buried in it. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Well, the whole DEI thing, the whole diversity and inclusion stuff, it's a luxury, right? It's a good times policy. So like when good times are happening and the money's flowing, you can afford to do stuff like this. But when things go on the downturn, when the economy goes bad, when money's tight, this is the first thing that goes. And when people try to play that card in hard times, they find out really quick that it doesn't work just like it does in good times, because once the economic reality sets in on these companies, they're just like, yeah, we don't care what your intersectionality is. We're going to do what's best for our bottom line.
Well, the difference is that in corporate, especially if you're dealing with high-priced, let's say, programming talent that's the area that I'm most familiar with. Any company that is playing the DEI game, what they're doing is creating a DEI infrastructure and then hiring people to work in the DEI group. And they're not replacing Oriental programmers or South Asian programmers with preferred race participants. And so when something goes down, when the economy tanks, as you mentioned, Matt, is that you just get rid of the entire division and the company is back to where it was before. Now, in the case of Disney, they got rid of a lot of talent that had industry memory, corporate memory. And that, I think, is possibly they're never going to recover that. And I don't even blame Justin Simeon, actually. I think the man's a competent director. It's bad management. And people who aren't able to, and I feel badly for him, actually, because, really, back in the good old Disney days, you didn't even know who the directors were Son of Flubber. I mean, they were just so well constructed. The scripts were well written. They got cast properly, and they just cranked them out. Now they don't know what to do. Management is completely lost. They hand over movies to creative people and give them more power than they would have normally given them. I mean, back in the 90s when I was in Hollywood, there's no way anybody would have given Justin this level of control over a movie. And to a certain degree, it's not his fault. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's happy to have that. But on the other hand, you kept creative people on a tight leash.
Can I ask you guys, do you think Disney will pull that Lizzo Jack Black episode, The Mandalorian, now that there's all this?
Oh, that's perfect. Actually, we got a super chat about that one. Kiss my grits for $5. Shouldn't Disney be removing Lizzo's cameo in Mandalorian? That's the law of cancel culture, right? I would say that's a lot to cut out.
Yeah, but also that was against the Geneva Convention as is. So
you could literally ditch that entire episode and it wouldn't make an impact on the season, which of course in turn you could delete the entire third season of Mando and it would have no impact on anything.
I would keep the cameo and get rid of the Mandalorian.
There you go.
They're in that same spot with Marvel too. Jonathan Majors, although that's not played out yet, and we presume innocence, of course, but they're in the same situation where they have two actors, Lucasfilm and Marvel, who have put them in a spot where they have to decide, does cancel culture continue or do we exempt and provide special status to some people?
And by the way, I know this is
technically Lizzo is a Disney princess now. So that has far-reaching implications.
No, she's the Disney castle.
Oh God. I know we've had two major actors wind up in prison or about to go to prison or accused of abuse and sexual, this and that. But hey, at least they were diverse.
Paul, you were prohibited from making a joke about the moat. No moat joke.
She's the bouncy castle.
And also, Gina Carano got fired for inappropriate social media messages, but Jonathan Majors may have done something far worse. We're going to cling to him as much as we can.
Absolutely.
They're in such a funny spot there.
If what Lizzo did is true, that's even worse than anything Gina did.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
What Gina did was nothing.
Literally,
Lizzo was literally fat shaming her background dancers.
Yeah. What a way to prove that there aren't fascists that are controlling everything that you say than by firing the person that intimates that there might be fascists.
Let's remember
everything you say.
Let's remember the cost here. If you were to remove Lizzo, you would have to remove a single episode, your lowest rated episode of all time, for your most popular show. So that's a win. That's a win. Versus when you fired Gina Carano, you had to rewrite and reconfigure your entire Star Wars lineup that you were trying to build into a little MCU on Disney Plus. So major cost there over a very little offense, if one even exists at all, and it doesn't. Versus Lizzo, big offense and very small backlash that would occur.
Dubs, have you heard this rumor that's been going around? And this isn't a joke. I'm not trying to set up a punchline here.
Okay.
So Disney's been having so much trouble with Pedro Pascal and his demands that there's a rumor out there that they're going to take the proposed Mandalorian season 4 and turn it into a movie just so they can get rid of the character and move past him. Have you heard this rumor?
I heard about
it. I did hear that, yes. Now, we haven't corroborated that yet. We're going to be working on it, but we don't have anything extra to add on to that story, but yes, I have heard it, and it's fascinating. I'm shocked, I guess, that Lucasfilm is able to plan out any more movies than they already have on the horizon, and none of which, has a whole lot of sure footing, given that it's Lucasfilm. So, add 'em more. Let's 7, 8, 9 movies. Let's please Lucasfilm get a huge roster of stuff nobody believes you can actually carry forth.
I'm waiting for Indy 6.
Yes. And isn't it something how silent Lucasfilm has been for the last month or so, as Indy has not done well.
Do you think if you're a creator and you go into the Disney offices and you're talking about a film project for Star Wars, you look around the floor to see there's like plastic tarp on the floor? I mean, it's just unbelievable. They just can't get anything.
It's like Lethal Weapon 2.
Let me be completely honest with you. Disney was not fun to walk into back in the 90s when I was there.
Ooh.
Well,
give us a story.
I'm not going to I won't get into it. Already the rot was there. You could very easily see the people who were inhabiting the cubicles. And I had one incident that was not particularly pleasant with an individual, and I went, okay. It was already there in the 90s. The seeds of everything that you're experiencing now were all there. A lot of very mean people.
They fat shamed you, didn't they?
Yes. Yes.
The irony is not lost on me that Justin Simeon will not be continuing with Disney, and that it comes from Lucasfilm. That apparently Haunted Mansion was so bad that he cannot even participate with Lucasfilm, a studio which is now known for producing the absolute worst content possible, imaginable, etc.
Let me not preface that, but post that is that really all that matters is sales. They don't care what you thought about the movie. If it was a hit, then he would be feted.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
There's no quality dial on TV, only a volume.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll be talking about that later in the show.
A great
a little bit
quote
about these sales. And that is a wrap, folks, on the conversation for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that truly it edified your lives and it was a good time. We try to present this stuff, explain entertainment. It's like going to a college class, but the professor is fun and the conversation is interesting, and heck, there's no tuition at all. A free scholarship right here, folks, in what's going on in crazy Hollywood. And if you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, stick it when you click it. It's the algorithms, and they hate that notification bell. Folks, we love the notification bell. Make sure that you smash that thing. Drop a comment down below, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.